Hello and good morning and welcome to Beitzah Daf Lamed Gimel, Beitzah 33. Shmuel is not available today apparently. He went fishing. Um, he's looking for, I think he wanted a bluefin tuna or yellowfin tuna, I'm not sure. He's looking to make extreme profit in the fishing market. He'll probably end up with just a couple of goldfish, but I'm joking. He didn't go fishing. I don't know where Shmuel is. Alright, we'll start from the bottom here. Lamed Beis, Lamed Beis. The Gemara says, last line, Amar Rav Yehuda. Hai medurta milmala lamata shari, milmata lamala aser. When you're making a bonfire, people put logs around. Sometimes you put in a circle, you put logs. So if you make it from the bottom to the top, you stack logs one on top of another. That's a problem. That's considered to be binyan arai. But if you do a shinoi, meaning you hold a log in place and you build it from top to bottom, you have, let's say, 10 people holding logs, and then you drop the top and the bottom. On the bottom one, everyone drops the lower one to make it, then it's mutter. Beitzah, Lamed Gimel at the top. Beitzah, also with an egg. They call it a tripod, I don't know. Apparently they had this apparatus which was used to hold an egg. Again, if you put the egg in the middle of the tripod had a hole in the middle, so you're making an OL when you put the egg on top of the tripod. If you hold the egg, and it's binyan arai, but if you hold the egg in place and then put the tripod underneath it, that would be okay. It's a shinoi. Kadera, same thing by a pot. You used to steady a pot on a place where, let's say, a pile of bricks on one side, a pile of bricks on the other side. You put the pot in the middle and the fire underneath. So if you hold the pot and put the bricks underneath, then it's considered a shinoi. V'chein puria, by a bed. When you make a bed, sometimes they used to make beds, temporary beds. They didn't have folding beds or cots, high risers. They just made a bed when you needed a bed. If you hold the mattress in the air and then put the legs on underneath, that's okay. V'chein chavita, same thing with a barrel. People used to lean things on a barrel. If you want to lean something on a barrel, first you have to put the item on top, or the barrel on top of those two barrels, hold it in place, and then put the barrels underneath it for a shinoi. The Mishnah says, you can't support a pot. Let's say you have an unsteady stove, and it's tilted or something like that. You want to support the pot with a piece of wood to keep it in place. You can't do that. Also, by a door. Bedela sakadaita, you're going to support a pot with a door, doesn't seem practical. El ema v'chein hadel, also to support a door, to hold the door in place, to put a piece of wood there, to be a stopper for a door, you can't do that. We'll see in a second why you can't use a piece of wood for these things. Remember, says, Tana Rabbanan, ein something that's a der of a bekas. You can't support a pot with a piece of wood. V'chein hadelas. L'fisha lo nisnu eitzim el lahasaka. Because this is an important concept over here. We're going to go with the way the Rashba explains it. He explains that really firewood is muksa on Shabbos and on Yom Tov. Now, because wood generally is used for firewood, so therefore they allowed it, because it's cooking, ochel nefesh, they allowed you to metaltel wood, but only, according to the Tanakama and our Mishnah, only they allowed it if you're going to use it for firewood. If you can metaltel for something else, you support a pot to support the door, that would not be under the heter that they allow this muksa to be relieved for. Rabbi Shimon Matir, Shimon's more mekel and muksa. He holds, not like Tanakama, that you can be metaltal wood for any purpose. You can't lead an animal, you can't hit an animal with a piece of wood on Yom Tov. Let's say you go thoroughbred racing, you go on the Kentucky Derby, Preakness, Belmont Stakes, going for the Triple Crown. You can't be a horse rider on Shabbos, and these races are held on Saturday, so basically there's no heter for a Jew to thoroughbred race. Can't be, I forgot the guy's name, Gary something, famous jockey. He also can't wear jockey underwear because you can't be a jockey, so you can't wear jockey. I'm joking. course, to wear jockey underwear. So the Gemara said, he allows you. According to Rosh Shimon, there is a het there to be a jockey on Yom Tov. They used to hit the horses with wood. Now they hit it with, I guess, leather. It's a whip or something like that. So maybe Rosh Shimon holds like his father. Shimon says you can use wood for any purpose, even to hit a horse. Like there's low, but filo Rishon mode. It could be the Rishomon's mode. It could be Usher over here also. Mishum the mixi command the azil lechinga. The reason you can't thoroughbred race hit the horse with your whip is because it looks like you're going to a party. Rashi says chinga is another name. It really means to dance, but it really means to go to the marketplace. You're going a long distance to the marketplace. It looks like uvin dechol. We'll translate it literally. Chinga means to go party. You're partying. I don't know people that went horse racing. It's part of a party. You go horse racing. Not supposed to party excessively on Yom Tov because it looks goyish. It looks uvin dechol, let's say. All right, chizra. To use a piece of wood now as a spit to roast something with. Again, we're talking about, are you allowed to use a piece of wood? Rav Nachman aser, Rav Sheshes shari. Rav Nachman paskin it's aser. Rav Sheshes allowed it, but Rativa kuli amalo pligi the aser. If it's wet, so it's not suitable at all for firewood, so everyone agrees it's aser. Ki pligi be a veshta with a dry piece. Man the aser amar lechal nisnu eitzim ala saka. The one who aser says that the reason it's aser over here is because eitzim, like the klal we hold really, that eitzim is only, they're muksa, but they're only meant to be used for fire, to cook something. What's the difference if I roast with it or I roast with its coal? Meaning the coal is when you throw it in the fire and it produces coals, the wooden coals to use for the fire. Well, alternatively, what's the difference if I use that for to roast with? Shmuel came back from his fishing trip. I told the audience that you went fishing today.
Yep.
And you were going for the bluefin tuna, or which one was it? The bluefin or the yellowfin tuna? Which one were you hunting for?
I don't know what fin I found at the end.
I said you were probably gonna only end up with a couple of goldfish. Is that true? You only ended up with the goldfish. You know, but bluefin tuna is worth a lot of money.
Really?
Yeah, these tunas are very expensive. They could sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars. A big tuna, like a 90 kilo, like a 200-pound fish. They come very big. These bluefin tunas. You can make a lot of money off of them. But you have to know where to catch them. You have to go to the Pacific Ocean, maybe near China, I think. Off of Japan, the Sea of Okhotsk. You know where the Sea of Okhotsk is?
Japan.
Northern Japan, yeah. Anyway, you can go there. You can fish over there. You make a lot of money. Or you can go to a carnival.
Why lose all that money? I mean, seriously, why lose all that money?
Why would you do all the money? First, you take a shave. Then you get a nice suit. Get you an Armani suit. And we'll get you a Rolex watch.
Yeah, right. And I smell like a fish.
What? Don't worry. We'll get you Gucci cologne. Want to come on our fishing trip? You speak English?
Yeah,
speak English. לשון קודש?
5 וחמישי היום.
אוקיי, תבוא, אנחנו רוצים לראות אותך.
אתה לא רואה אותי?
לא רואה אותי, רק רואים אני ושמואל.
מי מסתכל?
מה השם שלך? כולם, כל העולם. 3 אנשים ביוטיוב. קום. מה השם שלך?
פיק.
פיק? זה השם הפרטי שלך?
לא.
So what's השם? אני לא מבין את זה. אני שואל ישראלים מה השם שלהם. הם אומרים השם משפחה שלהם, their last name. למה לא אומרים השם פרטי שלהם? אני רוצה לדעת השם משפחה שלך, מה היה חלק מהמשפחה, יש לך שם פרטי בשביל סיבה.
אם היית...
לפני הרבה שנים לא היה שם משפחה כלל. שם משפחה היה בן האבא שלך. כמו הבעל שם טוב היה רב Eliezer ben Yisrael, Israelis.
He had a last name.
No, he didn't. Israel, the Ramah, Rav Moshe Israelis, Ben Yisrael, Moshe Ben Yisrael. לא היה לה שם משפחה, so למה אתה אומר פיק? מה השם של פרטי שלך?
אני אגיד לך, אם הייתי אומר לך...
לא, רק לפני הקאמרה.
Rashanta's last name was Talismacher. Talismacher.
אם הייתי אומר לך שקוראים לי אברהם, היית שואל אותי, מה זה מעניין אותי שם פרטי? תגיד לי את כל המקור שלך, איפה הגעת?
אני לא אשאל אותך, אני... בדרך כלל...
You know what the name Peak? You know what the name Peak is? You don't know anything. You don't know
I don't know.
Shia Peak?
רב שי פיק ברלין?
Shia Berlin Peak?
תגיד מאיפה
Look
הגעת?
at the beginning of the
שיה
Mashas.
פיק?
Look at the beginning of the first
אני
stop.
צריך לראות אותך. האנשים
תפתח את העיניים.
פתח העיניים. אתה צריך...
הכל כדי...
לא תדאג.
כל דבר שרוצים לראות חייב להיות דרך מסך. אפשר לי לפתוח את העיניים ולראות.
אנשים שלומדים גמרא אומרים דברים כאלה? זה בעיה.
מה זה? אתה רואה מה זה?
אולי אתה לא תלמיד
צריך
חכם.
לעשות לו שר חיים, מה אתה רוצה לעשות מה זה?
alright, פיק. תשב, תלמוד. תלמוד יפה.
מי מסתכל שם? כאילו מישהו מסתכל עליכם.
אנשים הם מפחדים מהצילום.
קושס מיישב. אתה יודע הספרים של ה...
טייפר כבר פחד מהצילום.
מה?
טייפר כבר פחד מהצילום.
כן?
אני הייתי עכשיו אצל רב חיים.
ברוך השם, יש לנו...
רב חיים קניבסקי, הייתי איתו עכשיו לפני כמה חודשים וצילמתי אותו, עושה ככה.
מי?
רב חיים קניבסקי.
באמת?
ברוך השם, אנשים מפחדים מהצילום. They say that Rav Chaim Kanievsky, when they took a picture of him, he put his hand over his face. You know, he wouldn't let the paparazzi photographer take pictures of him. Apparently, we have another Rav Chaim Kanievsky in this room right now. His name is Peak. He's from an illustrious family of Rabbanim, right?
That's right.
And he also doesn't let his face go on camera.
He's a Ben Achaben from Rishaya.
I don't know who this is.
Rishaya Berlin, Rishaya Peak.
Who's that?
You use him every day.
Where really? Which rabbi? Which commentary?
When you do the Masaris Hashas, when you do all these things in Mara Makam.
Soros Hashas? That's Peak?
Who else is it? Well, it's part of it. Is
I don't know. Okay. Anyway, piques my interest for all those word buffs. Piques my interest. All right. He piqued my interest a little bit. First time. All right. Shmuel, anyway, you're going to get your Rolex watch. All right, we have to go on. Rav Nachman asked Rosh Hashanah, "Rativa kol yamal lo pligi das kibli riveshta. Man asked Rav Nachman losh non to eat to alasakum. Man the shar man lecha mali l'talos bo mami l'talos b'gachelto. Ikid amri b'veshta kol yamal lo pligi the shari." When it comes to a dry wood, everyone agrees that it's mutter. When it comes to a wet piece of wet spit, manda asar delochazi lasaka. No aser is because it's not fit for lighting a fire. Manda shar melacha hachazi lasagadol. It is fit for a big fire. Eventually, it'll dry in the fire and be used for firewood. Dry piece of wood is mutter. A wet piece of meat, a wet piece of wood is mutter to use. Is aser to use as a spit. A woman can't go in to the woodshed in order to take a poker. It's called a poker, Arshel. So the poker is something you stir the wood with. Did you know that? A poker?
Poker?
If I told you the word poker, what do you think about?
Poker?
Yeah, what do you think?
Poker toe.
Poker toe. Ever do the game poker, card game poker?
Ah, right. Poker, right. Isn't that the Joker? The Joker isn't the poker.
You know what a straight flush is?
A straight flush, I guess. Something to do with plumbing, I guess. I don't know.
I only say that. I knew you'd say that. Straight, straight flush.
It's probably
Does anything beat a straight flush?
Anything beat a straight flush?
Five of a kind?
Maybe five of a kind, or
could you have five of a kind? There's such a thing as five of a kind.
Colorful,
If you play the Jokers, maybe.
Maybe.
If you play the
You know what a
Joker,
colorful woodpecker is?
I don't know. I don't know what woodpeckers do with poker. With
Woodpecker,
peaker.
with poker. It sounds similar.
Anyway.
You know about poker? You play poker?
Of course. I played poker when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah, poker is a game. A straight flush
A
is when you
royal
get
flush, right?
a royal flush is even
you
higher
see
than
that?
a very good. Which cards are those?
Those are the All the same numbers?
No, it's in straight is in order. So you go 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King. That would be a royal flush, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it includes the ace. Anyway, because it includes the Jack, Queen, and King, which are royal. 9 and 10 not royal. Straight is, and it also has to be the same, the same kind. It has to be either hearts, all spades, all clovers, or all diamonds. All right. The Gemara says she couldn't go into the taking of ocean Ishmael. Also, if the poker breaks on Yom Tov, you can't use it for firewood because it's nola. The fish masikim mekalim, masikim shibrekel. The name of the Rava could repeat this really. This is the Shita Rabbi Yehuda. He holds nola is usher. The Islay Muksa, he holds Muksa. Hamar le Rava l'shami. Rava told his attendant, his servant, Tvili baravuza v'shadi maya l'shunra. Roast for me a goose on Yom Tov and throw its intestines to the cat. Now we know from Daf Vav that anything muchan la'adam is a muchan la'klavim, according to Rabbi Yehuda. So how could he do that? Hassam came on the mishrachim me'esmal daite love. Since he knows intestines, if he leaves them out for a day, he doesn't plan on eating the intestines right away. He knows if he leaves them out for a day, it's going to become spoiled. Therefore, his das yesterday was to throw the intestines to the cat. Mishnah Lezer Omer no taladam kisim l'shalafan of l'chatzas poshena. You can take a piece of wood, a chip of wood, from in front of you, I guess from in your house, in order to, clean your teeth out. To use a toothpick. Now, he means to include also anything in your yard. You could also take a piece of wood and light it on fire. Everything in your chutzner, everything in your house is considered muchan, right? Because Rabbi Lezer does not hold of this cloud we were saying before. This time it's and you could use it for other things also. He said you can only take from what's in your house. That's considered muchan. Umadlik can use it for firewood. Because they hold stam eitzim and raklat hasaka. Ein motzinas or lomina eitzim lomina abonim. You can't create a fire, right? If you have a fire burning, you can use it already to light something else called havara. But to create a fire, to light a match, you can't do on Yom Tov or on Shabbos. Not from wood, not from stones, lomina afar, not from dirt, lomina reifim, not from tiles, lomina mayim, and not from water. Ein malabim, that's our reifim and salasman. Also, you can't heat up tiles in order to roast on them.
How can you make fire out of water? It sounds like almost, you know what I'm saying? It sounds like the opposite.
I don't know. Maybe
fire,
if you hit
water
a
makes
sun.
It out of fire. How could it make fire?
I don't know. It's a good question. Let me see what the article says. This is a very good question. I really have no idea. Let's see what the article says. From water, 24. Water is a clear glass dish. You put in a glass dish from the bright sun will act as a lens and focus sun's ray. When combustible material such as straw is placed near the glass, it can ignite. So of course using the sunlight to do it. All right, that's what I thought
like
it
what
was.
the kids play with those the magnifying glasses.
Yeah, the magnifying glass. That's what I thought it was with the sun.
That's what it is. That's the same thing. The same.
Amar Rav Yehuda. If you have wood, which is soft wood, which is meant for animal fodder. It's not called tikkun kli. If you fix it into a kli and fix it in something, let's say a toothpick, it's not considered to be tikkun kli because basically it's already considered like chewed up by the animal. You can take pieces of wood that have a scent in them, right? There's a lot of wood that has a strong scent in them to smell them or to wave them in front of a sick person. You can rub it together in your hand and you can smell it. But you can't cut off a piece of it in order to have a strong smell. If you did this, it's asr min rabbanan. If you took this piece of wood and you cut it into small pieces to use as a toothpick, then it's asr min daraisa. You had a question from the Rabbanan, Chayiv Chatas Miboy. You have certainly a question of Chayiv Chatas. So we have a big problem with this Beitzah. And that Beitzah is talking about, the end of the Beitzah is talking about hardwood. Kasha and B'nai Malila. The beginning of the Beitzah says that if it's like talking about hardwood, how could you roll it in your hand? Right? It's not going to produce any scent. Chasuri Mechzer L'Hachizan. Where it says we have to tear up this Beitzah and we have to rewrite it. Molo Mariach Bo. You can rub it in your hands, or you could actually cut off the top of it in order to smell it. Like we said, it's you're allowed to do that with ochle behema. But that's only soft wood, which is fit for animal food. But hard wood, lo yiktamenu. Then you can't cut off the top. And you do it if you cut it up to make toothpicks with it on Yom Tov or on Shabbos, chayev chatas. Lo yiktamenu. Yom Kippur chayev chatas. Tani chada kot mo meriach. But we have one Beitzah that says that you could take a piece of wood, cut off the top to smell it. Tani idach lo yiktamenu lerech bo. Different Beitzah says you can't do that. Amar Rav Zera, Amar Rav Chris, lo kash. Based on what we said before, habarach and habakash. With soft wood, it's ochel behema is considered already chewed up. Therefore, you can do whatever you want with it. Hardwood, you can't. Why can't you alter hardwood and make it what you want? Problem with taking hardwood and making it into a toothpick, let's say, is tikkun mana, right? Tikkun mana depends on your das, that you intend to make it, use it as a kli. So why is it different? A person is allowed to have a barrel of wood, and he has dried figs in there. He's allowed to, Mishnah in Shabbos says he's allowed to break it open from the side, as long as he intends not to, the opening that he makes shouldn't become a kli, shouldn't make the barrel into a kli. So as long as your intent is not to make it into a kli, so therefore also when you take a hard piece of wood and you cut off the top in order to smell it, you're not making it into a kli. You just want to smell it, so it shouldn't be tikkun ma'ah, it should be mutter. Though the Harav or Rav Ada, Rav and Rav Ada, they both say, Kevin me Rav Yehuda, when the house of Yehuda, I'm a fashach b'hayvan alusa. He would go up to the tree and he would take off branches and he would give us, big pieces of wood to use as firewood. Even though it could have been fashioned into axes and spades, right? These things are wooden. They're very big pieces of wood. They could have used sharpen it into chop wood. It could be tikkun mana. Because he didn't have das for that, as das was firewood, so it's not tikkun mana. It depends on your das. It's lo kashta. Haralezer harabanan. Ralezer is machmir. What we said before is rabbanan, and that Mishnah in Shabbos is rabbanan. The Tanya Ralezer omer notel adam kisei mishal fanav lasses boshena. Mishnah says Ralezer says you're allowed to take a piece of wood from your house in order to use as toothpick. Chamarim lo yitel element avashal behema. By muksa, the chamarim machmir, you have to take from prepared animal fodder. But Shavin shlo yiktamenu, they both agree you can't cut off the top of the wood. If you cut it off in order, and your das was to use it as a toothpick or to use it as a key in order to open the door, it's amazing. And Yom Tov, if you do it b'mezid, you're chayiv 40 lashes. And Racham say it's only asur midrabanan. That's the Kamar Hasam chayiv chata. Who says there by Shabbos you're chayiv chata is hakam patrav asur. Here by Yom Tov we pass asur. Rabbanan the Kamar Hasam patrav asur hakam mutalach. Here they allow on Yom Tov allow you l'chila to do this. The one says related to the Rebbezer had the stanish over Adam zachavis dachal mena grogos. So I just come and ask us clearly. He said the Mishnah in Shabbos is the Rabbanan not Rav Lezer. Lezer he doesn't agree to this Mishnah. It's a stam Mishnah. It's Lezer agrees with it. Amravashi Tanahi Mustaki. That Beitzah, according to that Mishnah, according to Lezer, is talking about a barrel that was already broken and you stuck the pieces together with resin. You know what resin is? You know what resin is, Shmuel?
What's resin?
Resin is a sap-like substance that plants and trees use to heal a wound. If it gets a wound, if it gets a cut.
Who gets a cut?
The plant or the tree.
The plant.
So say an animal eats a little bit of the bark, or a person comes and chops off a little piece of the wood. So just like people develop scabs, plants and trees develop this thing called resin.
That's what.
And it's used for a lot of different purposes.
That's what do you call it? That's what they. That's what you put on the pancakes.
I hope not. Resin is not really an edible substance.
Oh,
Syrup, maple syrup. You're talking
maple
about.
syrup, right?
Maple syrup.
a resin?
I don't think it's a resin. It's actually something that comes with xylem and phloem in trees. The sugars, maple syrup. It could be. I think it's sap.
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 So sap is resin. Or it's connected.
Sap is connected to a resin, I think, but
Resin
syrup.
you think is like a thing which is like
I don't know. It's syrup.
coagulates. You say it's like glue.
Yeah, exactly. They use it for glues. They use it for a lot of things. I think rubber is latex. Latex is a resin.
Rubber.
Rubber.
Rubber trees.
Rubber trees, exactly. Rubber is produced from the resin of rubber trees. Exactly.
And what
And
it
syrup
seems
is
like these trees. They say these trees have resin. All
most
these
trees.
pine trees, these
Pine trees, right.
evergreen trees have resin. That's why they are dangerous in the fires. It seems that's what someone told me. The forest fires they catch very. The resin keeps the pine needles fresh for many.
Shmuel, I heard that you actually set a couple of these forest fires. You were the arsonist
Arson?
behind it.
I don't think
Is
I
that
would.
they said it was arson? Guy named
Really?
Shmuel, last name Silver.
I don't think I did.
There have been a couple of forest fires here in Israel
Why would I
in the
do it
past
if it
year.
was near my house? It doesn't make sense. I
No,
mean,
it wasn't exactly near your house.
It was near my house, just so you could
Oh,
look
really?
out the window and
Wow.
see the big fires. It was very.
That's the proof
very
that you
trouble-
did it, right? You don't have a car. The joke, obviously, you know everything. All the jokes are really small. All jokes, not to be taken literally. Anyway, Relezer is the one who says the Mustig is talking about already. The barrel was already broken already. It's already broken, so therefore it's not. As long as you're not mechashev, you don't have thoughts to make a kli. It's not considered making a kli. Magav min achazer. Talking about magav min achazer madlik. You can collect wood from your chaser, according to Lezer, and light it. Shekol mashav chaser muchanu. Vashli asas sibur and sibur. According to Lezer, you can't make piles. V'shil matter. Shil allows you to make piles. Michael Miflik, what's the machlokas? Marsar mixi de kamachnif lamachal yomachrina. According to Rabbi Lezer, it looks like you're making piles for tomorrow. You're not allowed to do. We said muksa. It's wood is muksa. You're allowed to use it for firewood. But if you make big piles, it looks like you're doing it for tomorrow, and you can't do malacha for tomorrow. Rabbi Shimon holds it's mutter because since we know soon you're going to go light a fire in order to cook your food, it proves the mafreya that retroactively that your pile was made for cooking. Ein motzin lesa or my time. Why can't you start a fire? You can hide a fire. Mishum the kamol be Yom Tov. Because you're getting something on Yom Tov. That's a reason why you can't drive on Yom Tov, right? There's internal combustion engines, right? You're lighting the fire. You're igniting a fire.
And they have electric vehicles.
Exactly. So according to this, electric vehicles would be mutter to drive.
That is the halacha.
That's halacha
That's not the
psuka.
halacha.
The silver special, called the silver
But I want
special.
you to know that it has halacha because it was a shaila about the early years and when they had electricity.
Yeah, that's
the
so push.
poskim about that.
The poskim assumed for sure that it has to be osir. They're trying to come. They're trying to right on Yom Tov. Listen, it could be even mutter on Shabbos. There's no reason to osir.
No, I'm not
On Yom Tov for sure it's mutter because Havara, when the Gemara says that Yud Beis,
so they
Mitoch Shahutra Havara L'tzara, Hushanam Shalot Tzara. Havara is one of those
So you're allowed to
malachas.
put on a light on Yom Tov? No one never.
Exactly. Well, I heard that Rav Soloveitchik, Yosef Dov Ber Soloveitchik from YU, actually said Shalola halacha, but he said, "I'm telling you what I think. Don't go and paskin based on this." He says he thinks it's mutter on Yom Tov to turn on a light because he thinks Maker Adina should be mutter. He's not paskin. He wasn't opposed. He thinks it should be mutter. Electricity itself, it's not so posh to toss even on Shabbos. Where's the answer? Adinish is bona. I mean, bona. It's electricity. I mean, not exactly understandable. You can't heat up tiles. Mike of it. What are you doing? Here we're talking about new tiles. Because you have to make sure that these tiles can withstand the heat. And let's say they don't withstand the heat, it's possible that there'll be a tircha lo tzarich if it breaks. And you're not supposed to do a lot of tircha on Yom Tov. A different reason is because when you heat up tiles, you have to harden them. When you harden them, it's called tikkun mana. Tikkun mana is a problem on Yom Tov. It's rochal nefesh. The Farshim say over here it's machshir rochal nefesh. That's why it's a problem. Art Scroll is my Gemara of choice. I recommend it. But I recommend it only while listening to my shir. Because if you listen to my shir, if you just follow blindly the Art Scroll, you're not going to come away with a clear understanding nowadays of how it's applicable. Come on camera to do that. Come on. Yeah, there we go. All right. That is the guy who was talking to before. Our he didn't show his face. It was good. I'm happy. At least we saw his body. We saw Pete's body.
Look.
We have to end the share in 15 seconds.
Okay, here.
All right. We're gonna have to show him tomorrow about this guy Peak. All right.
Doesn't
Bye.
end here. It doesn't